Money if you want to.
All right, we're in Buffalo, New York. We travel all over the country going to estate sales, garage sales, and thrift stores to thrift. When I found this flyer for, well, let me put it right side up, for the Buffalo Horror Garage Sale, we have to go. I have no intentions of finding anything I would buy to resell, but it's a garage sale, and it says horror, so we have to go. What do you think we're going to find?
Crazy people.
Crazy people? Okay. Well, we'll let you know how it goes. I think it's in there.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, I guess we got to pay. We still have to pay. Okay. You got the money, honey? Where would you like to start? Huh?
I said I have no idea.
All right. Let's do this. Okay, y'all, it was so loud in here that I'm going to have to do voiceovers, and for that I apologize. I will narrate what I can and just have to look at the rest of it, I guess. I was shocked at how crowded it was. Now, I knew going in it wasn't going to be a real garage sale, that it was a mini horror con, and it was full of some fascinating things. Along this wall were lots of, I'm assuming, authors and artists that performed in different horror movies or books or whatever. And of course, this is not my lane, so I didn't know any of them, and I felt so guilty walking by and not interacting, but I didn't know who they were. There were all types of things there, all sorts of artwork, magnets, posters, t-shirts, comics, all handmade things, some really interesting ones we'll see later. But you know me, I'm a clothing reseller, so I spent most of my time looking at what other people were wearing, because there's a whole group of keywords I'm missing somewhere, because yes, there was a lot of goth, there was some whimsy goth, there was some emo, but there were things, I don't know, like all those things combined on steroids. Love those pants. So let's keep looking. There's a taxidermy fox back there. It just went on, and trying to get down the aisles was difficult. It was so crowded. Lots of jewelry items. Like I said, magnets. Some masks. Masks were so cool. And a little creepy. On the table on the right there are some gorgeous junk journals, or journals made from all sorts of ephemera, and they were beautiful. And as I was talking to her, she handmade them, and they were lovely. Here I'm trying to give you a little bit of a closer look of what they were like, but it's still difficult to see. This booth had all sorts of artwork made out of what I'm hoping and assuming were animal bones. Tony was checking those out to see if they were 3D printed. He does 3D printing and he thought those were kind of cool. Y'all, these outfits, I am in love. I have a whole new section of the thrift store to dig through to see what I can find. Unfortunately, I don't get a good look at this for you. Well, I do video it for a reel, I did. But it was things in what I'm assuming was formaldehyde. There were like octopus. There were some cat heads that I'm hoping weren't real. I was not expecting to find a rack of clothes at this garage sale. And this was just things that I would have picked up and labeled them as whimsy goth or grunge or emo, all of those things. And it was interesting to see that they had a rack of clothes like that for sale. But it was this rack of clothes that surprised me the most. These were like Walmart, Target brand clothes that had been upcycled with different things that fit the HorrorCon theme. What a great idea. I hope she did really, really well. This booth had a lot of artwork made with skulls and horns and shark teeth and all sorts of interesting things. I love finding people actually working on their crafts at a fair like this. It's so cool to watch. This one was all pottery type situations. There were a lot of like trinket dishes that looked like cat heads and some mugs. They were cool. They were really, really cool. There were a lot of DVDs and that kind of thing, but check out those blow molds, those Halloween blow molds. So cool. More masks, keychains made out of doll parts, doll heads, and beads and other things. Those were fun. And here's another artist working on his art while at the fair, which was cool to watch. Hot sauce. There was hot sauce at a HorrorCon horror garage sale, which is also something I didn't expect to see. Coming up on the left are some vases or planters in the shapes of different heads, which I thought was a interesting concept of the old vintage head vases. I realize that a lot of this is looking at the backs of people as I'm trying to walk down the aisles, but it was, like I said, so very crowded. But there were so many neat things. There's those pants again. I loved those pants. Well, I will be on the lookout for those. We are now, have already gone up and down every aisle, so we're looking for our way out. And we do go through those double doors. And I make a mistake and I turn left instead of right. And so it took us a hot minute to get out, but we finally figured it out. So that was pretty much it for the horror garage sale in Buffalo, New York. I would love to know what you saw that you thought was cool. And as usual, at the end of this video, there will be a car recap of what we thought about what we saw. Okay, we did it. It was interesting. It was weird. It was strange. It was fun. It was crowded, and it was a lot. They're not honking at us, right? Somebody's car alarm's going off. My biggest takeaway is there is a section of keywords that I don't know yet for clothing like the people had on today. I mean, a lot of it is, I don't know, there's some grunge, there's some whimsy goth going on, but there has to be some other terms that I don't know yet. So that's what I'm going to deep dive when we get back to the room. There were a lot of interesting things, though. There were some junk journals I found fascinating. There was some artwork that was really cool. What were your thoughts?
It was different.
It was different, but there were some things there you thought were cool.
Yeah.
And there were definitely some artists, whether movie artists or authors there to sign things. And I am not a horror buff, so I didn't know who any of them were. So I felt kind of guilty walking by their table and not interacting, but I don't know who they are. Sierra would have known, but she's not with us. Alright, so that's it for the horror garage sale. We can say we did it. We can check that one off the bucket list.
There were animals in formaldehyde.
There were animals in formaldehyde. I couldn't decide if they were real. You think so? I don't think the cat was real. The cat face?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. There were some things like octopi, and that kind of thing. There was some taxidermy. I saw a taxidermied fox. I don't know. I can't wait to go back and look at this video to see what all we actually saw, because it was so crowded. Y'all may have only seen the person standing in front of me. I don't know. But we did it, and we'll see you down the road.